What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to yet another kind of different video. The last time I did a video in this format with this setup was my video after I graduated, well, not graduated, but after I completed my first year of college. That was the last time I did this setup, and I decided that that setup would be ideal for this video. As of today, June 22nd, I have been creating content on YouTube for 5 years. Now, you might look at my channel and say, hey, it says your channel was started in February of 2019, not June of 2019. That's because I created the channel in February, but I didn't actually start making content until June of 2019, which was the summer right before I started my freshman year of high school. Now, I have not taken any notes for this video. This video has no script or anything of that sort. I personally, sitting here right now in this moment, don't really know where this video is gonna go. I have kind of an idea in my head. I'm just gonna, scroll through my channel, scroll through my videos, and just sort of talk about my evolution as a creator, finding my voice, and we'll probably get into some personal stuff that was going on behind the scenes through the different eras of my channel. It's so funny. Ever since the Eras tour, everybody is just describing any period of time as an era, no matter what, even if there's not really enough there to really classify it as an era. Everybody's just defining things as eras now. But yeah, I have my laptop right here in front of me, and I'm going to hope that, messing around with this laptop doesn't disconnect my mic. But if it does, what the fuck ever, I'll reconnect it and reshoot if I need to reshoot. I would rather not do that, because I want this video to feel very honest. For the most part, I just want this video to feel a little bit more real than my typical videos, so yeah, I'm just going to open up my channel here. We're just going to take a stroll down memory lane. Before I do that, though, obviously, thank you guys for 5 years. If you're a newer viewer, you might be a little surprised looking at my subscriber count and even my average view count. It's not much. As of recording this, I have 550 subscribers, I think. And I've been doing this for 5 years. So it didn't pan out in the way that I initially hoped it would, but I'm still going to keep doing it, and maybe one day something will come of it. But this also isn't my lifelong career dream. As you guys know, as anybody who consistently watches my channel knows, I'm pursuing a career in film and theater, and really just the performative arts in general. Film, theater, music, just all of it. I love all of it. So yeah, but nevertheless, if I do have any subscribers who have been watching me from day one, who are still watching me now. I doubt that there's any of you, but if there are some of you, first of all, leave a comment, let me know, because I honestly have no way to know. But if any of you are out there, I thank you. But not just them, anybody who invests any kind of time into my content, it really does mean the world to me. The fact that anybody out there even remotely gives a shit about what I'm doing here in my tiny little studio apartment that cost me $900 a month. I don't know, that's just crazy to me that even 550 people at one point in time actually chose to hit that subscribe button. That's crazy, especially considering how young I was when I started. But enough babbling. Let's scroll through my channel. Let's take a stroll down memory lane. You see there, it says 4 years ago, because it's literally like to the minute for it to update. My first movie review, my first video ever uploaded to YouTube was my review for Nightcrawler. Pretty fucked up movie to start my channel on, but that was the movie that really started it all. And full accountability here, that video is a complete ripoff of Chris Stuckman's review of that movie. Because as I'm sure we'll get into as we go through all of these videos, Chris Stuckman has been a major inspiration to me. And let me look here, 199 videos, meaning oddly enough, this video is going to be my 200th video. That's insane. But yeah, so then I did my Mission Impossible series here, where I reviewed all of the Mission Impossible films. You got a review for The Descent in the middle of that too. Yeah, from the very beginnings of my channel, my interest in the dark and wicked was very, very apparent. I also love how only 2 videos in, I felt the need to post a channel update. Don't even know what the update was about. Also, yes, you are going to see that I have clicked on a lot of these and watched a lot of these, because every now and then I do like going back and watching my old videos, just because if in the current day I'm feeling a lack of motivation in anything that I'm doing creatively, it's nice to go back on those videos, and it kind of puts into perspective, like, no, I actually have come quite a long way. So yeah, going further down here, started doing reviews for some new releases. Got my Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark review right there. My 47 Meters Down Uncaged review, back when I would rage out about shit. I don't really love doing that much anymore. Then I would just review random movies that I liked, because I didn't always, get to see whatever new movie was out. So you got a review for Hush right here. Did top 5 favorite shark movies, 20 subscriber special. Oh man, isn't that something? 20 subscribers. Yeah, I remember back then that was like crazy to me. Like when I hit 20 subscribers, I was like, oh my god, 20 people. That's just insane to think about now. I got my review for John Wick, another new release at that time, Ad Astra. And then my first big Blu-ray and DVD collection video, which is only 17 minutes long. My collection is significantly bigger now, and I haven't done a collection video in a while, because when I start talking about things that I like, I do not stop. So if I were to make a Blu-ray collection video now, I'm sure I will, but I'm just saying it would be like 18 hours long. It would be insane. A scary movie binge. Yeah, this was sort of the first Halloween special, really, that I ever did, before I started consistently doing like my episodic Halloween special that I do every year. Here's a segment that never took off. Quick commentary. I only did 2 of these. One for The Last of Us, one for La La Land, because I loved video essays, but in my head I was like, people's attention spans are so short, but I want to provide the substance of a video essay, but in a very short amount of time, and that's essentially what that series was supposed to be, but as you can see, nobody really cared about it, and honestly, I got pretty bored doing it after a while. Joker for Halloween here. Yeah, that was my extremely ridiculous attempt to replicate the look of Heath Ledger's Joker for Halloween that year. A review for The Ring, and here we go. This was the first big moment of my YouTube channel right here, when I reviewed Chris Stuckman's short film, Notes from Melanie. We're gonna click on this video here. For some reason, ads are running on it, even though my channel's not monetized. And yeah, your eyes do not fool you. Chris Stuckman himself saw the video and commented, despite the fact that it never even broke 1,000 views. But yeah, he said, "Man, thanks so much for this review. Really made my night." I will never forget the moment when I opened my phone and I saw that notification. Like, obviously Chris is not watching this video, but Chris is literally the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Obviously, as my channel has grown, I've taken on other inspirations, and there's countless other creators that I also look up to just as much, but Chris was the one. Chris is the content creator that I've been consistently watching for the longest time, and he really inspired me a lot. And even though he, at a point in time for a while there, just over a decade, he was known for strictly movie reviews, the videos of his that actually inspired me to start my channel were the videos he would do with John Flickinger. Not even the reviews they would do together, but just, the vlogs they would do and things like that, and flick trips and stuff. And their movie night videos were always so much fun. But most of all, it was Chris's videos on his short films that he made as a kid. Because I started making short films on an iPod Touch when I was like 9 years old. And been watching Chris ever since, and just watching him talk about those really terrible short films that he made when he was a kid as well. Just really inspired me, just hearing him talking about it, seeing another content creator who I felt like I could relate to a lot. and who I had no idea I would end up relating to a lot more in the years to come when he talked about his past in his Jehovah's Witness video. So yeah, this is kind of crazy to look back on. 5 years ago. Man, thanks so much for this review. Really made my night. I remember being like, I made Chris Stuckman's night. It was crazy. And I replied to it at the time. I said, thanks for watching. I really just want to thank you for inspiring me. It's hard sometimes to try to get other people to understand why I want to make movies. And your videos have gotten me through some of the tougher times in that area. Once again, amazing short film. Yeah, I was very vague about that, and I had to restrain myself from completely fanboying out in that comment. That was pretty crazy, and that was the first big moment of my channel, for sure. Alright, so let's keep going on here. More new releases. Here was another thing that never took off either, The Caster. Season 1, Episode 1, and Season 1, Episode 2. Really, the only people who were watching my channel at this time were friends that I had at school, what little friends I had. Jesus Christ. And my family, obviously. So that's why most of these videos don't really have many views, with your few exceptions. But yeah, you know, every now and then I go back and rewatch those, and I'm actually still kind of proud of them. I actually still think they're actually genuinely funny, like unironically. There's parts of them for sure that don't work, and there's also some very out-of-date jokes in there that are very telling of the fact that at this point in time, I was still a very devout Christian, which I am not anymore. This was definitely the time period where I started to lose my faith, and then into my sophomore year of high school was when all of that went away, and I left the faith. And all my freshman year era videos, that was a pretty crazy time for me. Never did many trailer reactions, but I did do one for Wonder Woman, which that got a fair amount of hits given my viewership at the time. I used to also do just these like weird special videos like My Christmas 2019, showing everything I got. I mean, this is really the biggest thing, is like the fact that I started my channel right before my freshman year started, and it's still going consistently to the present day. It's really insane to think about how, like, my entire high school career is fully documented on this channel, and that's why I've never started a second personal channel. I am going to be starting a channel soon specifically for Headspace Productions, just as more of a professional thing, but never going to start a second personal channel because I just love that this is essentially just one objective catalog of my youth. Yeah, it's kind of crazy looking back on it. I hope I don't get emotional in this video. I did, this was my first, like, major video essay I did on Joker. I remember begging, and I mean begging my dad to let me go and see that film, and he just wouldn't, and then eventually, I did. I don't remember if I snuck it from him or not. I think I might have persuaded him into letting me go see it. In fact, now I remember actually the exact circumstances of how I was able to persuade him to let me go see it. I'm not going to get into the details of them because, I don't know, it deals with stuff. Yeah, Jojo Rabbit. Again, I was reviewing whatever new releases I could, and then also reviewing movies that I just really love, like Collateral. This video right here, I'm going to make movies. I recently went back and rewatched that video. It holds up in the sense that it's still what I am pursuing, and I'm still just as passionate about it, but a lot of the things I'm saying in that video really don't make any sense. And that's all. That's all I'm gonna say about it. My Invisible Man review, and then here we go. When COVID first hit. Yeah, this channel is also a chronicle of those times. I started to do vlogs, which were inspired by a lot of the Flick Picks videos, but mainly inspired by the thing Jeremy Johns did in 2019, where he posted a vlog for each month of 2019. I remember I had some movie YouTubers that were like essential viewing. Like as soon as they uploaded, I was going to open the video, like it before even watching it, and then watch it. And those people were Chris Stuckman and John Flickinger. Jeremy Johns I watched fairly consistently, but he wasn't one of those that I was like, oh yes, like I love Jeremy Johns. But then he did those vlog videos, and that's what made him like essential viewing for me. And I continued to watch every single new video he's put out ever since then to this day. I also love how you can see like I actually put some effort into these first two thumbnails, and then by the third one I was so bored and fed up with it. It was literally just like just the most shitty selfie of myself, and then just part 3 in text, and it's like covering my face. I was so done. A lot of my thumbnails back then were kind of lazy. Blu-ray unboxing. I was just trying to milk my content for all it's worth, honestly. Just make a video about anything, no matter what. My Maze Runner trilogy, I also recently went back and rewatched those reviews, and my feelings on those movies are roughly the same. I still think they're insanely underrated. Lost Season 1. My review for Lost Season 1. This was my first video to kind of take off. It's currently sitting at 4.8 thousand views, and I actually didn't see how many views that video was getting until like a year or two after I had uploaded it. I just never checked my analytics or comments whatsoever because I just assumed nobody was watching, but that ended up taking off. I remember being really shocked by that. Yeah, back on the Maze Runner, yet again, another segment that I never continued. I did one episode of it and never did it again. It was called Recollection, and I was going to go through series of films act by act. So it wasn't like one episode would be about the first film. It was one episode would be about one specific act of any given film, and I was going to do that for the Maze Runner series, but I only did act 1 of the first film. Still a video that I'm proud of, but, you know, it never took off. Another trailer reaction for Capone. I never watched that movie, by the way. I expressed that I was excited for it in that video, and I never fucking watched it. Sarah series, another thing I only did 1 episode of, because still to this day, I love Jaume Collet Serra as a director, or Jaume Collet Serra, but yeah, I just really love his movies. I find them underrated, and the first video I did was on his film The Shallows, which I still really love. Yeah, that was the thing. I want more than anything to delete the glass reaction. It is such a low quality video. Not in like video quality, but just like production value, and it's just very sloppily put together. It's got a banger intro though. And then yeah, my YouTube inspirations, the big 3 essentially. Chris Stuckman, Jeremy Johns, and John Flickinger, which my fandom with John Flickinger cultivated into the next really big moment on my channel, and that was when he sent me a copy of The Invisible Man on 4K. I won a raffle that he did, and, you know, I sent him my address at the time, and he sent it to me, and I did a whole unboxing video for it, and I believe he commented on it. Yeah, there he is right there. Enjoy, pal. And then this other commenter, I would have won if it weren't for you. Oh, man. Yeah, that was crazy. Look at me in this video. That's actually insane. Man, I was a fucking twink. Alright, let's move on. Yeah, this was the 1 year anniversary of my channel right here, where I reacted to my first video and was cringing at it. Though now I look back on all of these videos and I'd probably cringe at them as well. Something I haven't talked about so far is the Zabeast live show. Which is something I did, even though the first one that actually shows up on my main page is episode 5. That's because that's the first one I actually started, like, uploading as a full edited video to my channel, whereas the other ones were just VOD live streams. But yeah, the live show is also something I'd like to bring back, but I just have so much going on in my life, I don't know if I'd have the time. I did a review for Hamilton, when that dropped on Disney+, still love it. Last of Us, here we go, my review for the first Last of Us game. Lost Season 2, that one also did pretty good. Not as good as my video on the first season, but still pretty good. I need to get back into that show. Review for Last of Us Part 2. And then this was the first short film that I ever uploaded to my YouTube channel, if you don't count the comedy skits that I was talking about earlier. Following, this was a drama horror short film, which I did for the Cleveland State University Odyssey Film Program. Which it's crazy, all these years later I am attending Cleveland State University, although I will no longer be attending this university come December of this year. That's for a whole nother video, but I did this short film for that summer camp, and I did it virtually, obviously, but I made this short film and I submitted it, and it won in a lot of the categories, so that was super cool. My dad starred in that short film. Did a video essay on The Invisible Man. Oh, man. Yeah, back when I was doing collaborations with Lightning Strikes Studios. Yeah, me and Brody kind of had a nice little, like, YouTube connection going on for a while. We haven't talked in a while, though. I hope he's doing good. Those videos were fun. Whiplash, Tenet, Love and Monsters. Yeah, you know, I just routinely tried to review whatever I could. I did a Veterans Day special which is ironic looking back and looking at how my politics have changed now. But I did a Veterans Day special with Brody. That was fun too. Those are all great movies we talked about. Yeah, I mean, just routine review. Started talking about Breaking Bad. This Arrival video, still all these years later, I'm very, very proud of it, and I'm really, really sad it never took off. I just uploaded a brand new video essay on Twister, by the way. It's an hour long. It took me months to do, and I had to fight off like 13 copyright claims to actually make it publicly available, so please go and watch that if you haven't. If that video doesn't do well, it's just gonna feel like it wasn't worth it. But yeah, this Arrival essay, another thing, I went back and rewatched it, and it was, I don't know, I'm still really proud of that video. I think I articulated my points really well. First anime I ever reviewed on the channel here, Death Note. I remember being scared to talk about anime because, as I said, I was raised in the Christian church, and particularly the church that I was in, which, by the way, is now under investigation for child sex abuse. That church didn't take too kindly to really any movie that wasn't PG and very white and straight. Yeah, that checks out. But yeah, I was like, fuck it. I watched Death Note and it was amazing, and I just had to talk about it. So Buried, my review for Buried, for some reason, it's like the most random review to do well, but it did. It got 1.5 thousand views. It's crazy. Yeah, and then there was a bit of a gap here between my Greenland movie review and my return to YouTube, because essentially, let me go through this here. Let me find... Yeah, so this right here where I was reacting to my first ever video, that was right as we were moving out of that house. So that house we lived in, every video from the start of my channel to that reaction to my first video, I was living in a house in Enterprise, Alabama. That's where I did my freshman year of high school. So all those videos up until that one was my freshman year of high school, living in Enterprise, Alabama. And then we ended up moving to Ocean Springs, Mississippi, which would become a much more monumental part of my life than I probably thought at the time. So yeah, after that, we moved to Ocean Springs, Mississippi, and all of these videos I did in Ocean Springs. That's when I first became a member of the Ocean Springs theater department, which would be its own roller coaster over the years. Yeah, just all these videos I did in Ocean Springs. And then Greenland was the last video I did in Ocean Springs. The I'm Back video. My sophomore year, I've talked about this on my podcast a couple times, I think. My sophomore year of high school, despite meeting some people who I developed seemingly lifelong friendships with, a lot of people who I'm still friends with to this day, despite all of that, that was one of the darkest years of my life. There was a lot of bad things happening in the home, and my mental health was just not in a good place. It got really, really bad. I didn't give a trigger warning at the beginning of this video, so I'm not going to give too many specifics, but there were some actions taken by me that were very concerning. So I decided to move and live with my mom in Troy, Alabama. And that's where we start here with the I'm Back video, and then all these videos were also in Troy, Alabama. I did one semester. I did the first semester of my junior year of high school at Charles Henderson High School in Troy, Alabama. I starred in a production of Macbeth that they did there. Yeah, I was a part of that theater department for a little bit. That was my fling era. My first semester of junior year, that was... Man, that helped me realize a lot in regards to myself and my sexuality. And I know it's weird to talk about because I was technically a minor at the time, so don't really want to get into it. But that first semester of my junior year was pretty crazy. I went to some theater parties, and it's not like I was getting wasted and smoking weed or anything. There was none of that whatsoever. But in regards to teen flings and just other stuff like infatuation and love and physical stuff, that was a crazy semester. Yeah, it really, really was. Let's get into some of these videos I did during that time. My review of Season 1 of Beastars, because this was finally... I became a mega fan of Beastars in my freshman year of high school, but I didn't start talking about it until my junior year because I was genuinely so fucking terrified to talk about that show because I was terrified of what my family would think, because we have very different views about certain things. And so, eventually I was just like, no, fuck it. I love this show. I'm going to talk about it. Like, screw that. So I reviewed the first season. Then I reviewed the second season. Just your routine reviews here. Just your basic movie review channel. Then I did an hour-and-a-half long video essay on season 1 of Beastars, talking all spoilers episode by episode. Still a great video. If you are somebody who is still skeptical about Beastars, watch that video I did. I still think it holds up pretty well, and I think it'll actually help you appreciate that show just a little bit more. And here was the first Halloween special in the style of what we know it to be today. It was episodic. I did a ton of videos for it. Fear Street, Insidious, The Witch, The Babadook, The Others, Saw, Zombieland, Don't Breathe, The Blair Witch Project, Alien, Scream, and The Shining. Yeah, that was a banger special, and it did nothing for me whatsoever. You got a couple trailer reactions in here for Scream 2022 and The Batman, and I also did a video on Squid Game because that was getting a lot of hype around that time. Then I did V for Vendetta, and then here, I mentioned I starred in a production of Macbeth, at Charles Henderson High School, and I propped up my phone in the back of the auditorium, and I filmed the first half of it. Unfortunately, the phone was not recording for the entire second half of the show, so I wasn't able to upload the whole thing, but the first half of it is still in there. If you're curious to see some of my more amateur theater work, go and check that out. And and then V for Vendetta was the last formal video I did before deciding to leave Charles Henderson and go back to Ocean Springs because of just how much I missed those people I met in that theater department, and that ended up being one of the best decisions I ever made, and I'm sure we're going to talk about that. Yeah, and then the first review I did when I was living back in Ocean Springs was for The Tragedy of Macbeth, ironically enough. And then another short film, the second short film that I ever uploaded to this channel was Numb, a short film. To this day, visually, one of the best things that I've ever done. I'm still very proud of that short film. There's aspects of it that are certainly amateur, but still very proud of it, and I think it holds up, and I would be comfortable putting it on a resume. I feel like I'm spitting. A lot in this video, King George style. Recently I actually made a spiritual sequel to Numb called Feel. That came out this year. Go and check that out because nobody watched it, and I worked so hard on it. And Feel is probably visually the best thing I've ever done. So go and check out Feel. Yeah, I talked about the Batman, and this is when I started incorporating other people in my actual life into my videos. I just got really in with the theater department down there. So you notice there's a year gap between my review for the Batman and this cinema vlog thing. Another thing I want to get back into doing, but cinema vlogs. I did this with with Milena Knapp, who is an incredible actress, probably my favorite actress, not even exaggerating, not even saying it because I'm biased. She's genuinely amazing. She can do anything. At the time that we did this, me and her were best friends. Me and her were best friends for a while. It was, it was great. We're not really that close anymore, but, we still have a lot of love for each other. We still respect each other, but, distance does a lot, and, I don't know. I don't want to get too much into that because I'm actually just going to get really depressed talking about it. So then I did one solo, which was for Where the Crawdads Sing. And there was actually a cinema vlog that I deleted because of some really petty drama, but I did a cinema vlog for Nope with my friend Bella, who is also from that theater department, Bella was my closest friend for a while. There was some bullshit drama that happened right after my senior year of high school ended, and just in a fit of rage, I went and deleted that, which I regret because I really liked that video, and there's no way to get it back now, so I really hate that I did that. I was so busy with the theater department there. We're talking my career was starting. I was laying the foundation for it because it wasn't just, basic high school plays. We were going out of state. We were in competition theater. I had the lead role in competition that year, where if you actually look at the thumbnail for this Where Have I Been video, you can see a picture of me on stage in the lead role of that show. Incredible show, incredible production. Man, despite all the ways that department really fucked me over, it did more good for me than bad in the long run. Yeah, and also in this thumbnail, you see the poster for Monotony, which was the first major short film, like the first major, like, lengthy short film that I ever made, where I wasn't in it. I had a cast, I had a crew, it was awesome. Still really proud of the last half of that movie. Really proud of the finale of that one. Milena was the lead star of that, and Bella and Milena were actually both the lead stars of that short film. Yeah. And then after that, there was another big hiatus, and then here we are, 8 months ago, the 2022 movie catch-up. So in between the Where Have I Been video and the 2022 movie catch-up, there was a lot of shit that happened there, because this is actually probably technically 2 years ago now, actually. And yeah, because in the Where Have I Been video, I was still in high school, still doing competition theater. I think I was just about to graduate. Let me actually check the date on it. February 11th of 2023. So that was right after the first semester of my senior year had just started. So yeah, that was insane. That was right as competition was coming to an end. The show that I was in went to nationals, and nationals were in March of this year, I believe. So this was the month right before that, and you can see me flexing my Rising Star Award and my Best Actor Award, because I won Best Actor at the state competition. So that was yeah, that was a crazy experience right there. Okay, so yeah, and then 2022 movie catch-up. So in between those two videos, I went to national competition, graduated high school, wrote and directed my own original professional production under the name Headspace Productions, which was really, really cool. That was The Coldest Serving, which I've talked about a little bit on this channel. And then I moved from Mississippi to Ohio, to Cleveland, Ohio, started college, and then boom, the 2022 movie catch-up was the first video I did after all of that time. And then we really get into like the more recent stuff on my channel. This was the 2023 Halloween special. Again, the episodic style. I did so many videos for this. We got Nosferatu, Dracula, Jaws, Halloween, Monster House, Talk to Me, Scream, Scream 6, Smile, X, Barbarian, Terrifier 2, Midsummer, and The Backrooms. And then, of course, I ended it with my review for Five Nights at Freddy's, because that came out at the perfect time. And then, yeah, and then I started the Headspace podcast here, and then I started doing some Let's Plays, because I love Let's Plays, but nobody was really watching them. Then I started doing album reviews, and you'll notice that from this album review right here back quite a while, my channel wasn't really getting any traffic whatsoever. And then I uploaded this BoJack Horseman video. That started doing well. And then you notice here, like, my videos start doing fairly well here. There's a couple stinkers here and there, but my Society of the Snow video, I didn't make that video thinking it was gonna get 7,000 views, but here we are. So then I did a video on Season 2 of BoJack, did my video on Season 1 of The Walking Dead, which is my second most successful video of all time. That got 5.3 thousand views. And then, yeah, reviewed Thanksgiving, and then we got into my reviews of all the Best Picture nominees, and we're getting into really recent times here. Yeah, you know, reviewed all the Best Picture noms, started doing my longer form content here, Headspace Podcast, more album reviews, Taylor Swift, there's the Feel short film that I talked about, and here we are. This was when I finished my first year of college, and been reviewing new releases recently, and my most recent video here, the Twister video essay. So that really, wow, that was a trip down memory lane. That really, really was. Yeah, that was crazy going back through all of that. It's just, man, it's just crazy to just sort of look at your youth chronicled in a series of videos, because I'm gonna be really real with you guys for a second. My YouTube channel, despite the fact that I've really gained little to no success with it, I have still maintained fairly consistent with it, and I've still always come back to it in these bursts of consistent content over the years, because it was really the one place where I kind of felt like I could truly be myself, where I could truly be honest about myself and who I was and my passions. Because I gotta look. There were a lot of amazing things in my high school years, but I went through a lot of shit. Like, some shit. Going back through it, I just think about, like, friends that I had at the time of making some of those videos who I haven't talked to now in 2 or 3 years. 3 or 4 years even. Hell, maybe even 5 years. Like, it's just, those things are really crazy to think about. Relationships as well. You know, I look back on some of those videos and I'm like, oh, I was with this person when I made that video. And then I had that fling with this person when I made that video. And yeah, I don't know. It's just, that's mostly what I think about when I look at it. I don't look at it like, ooh, this content that I made. I look at it like, man, the memories and just so much of the shit that I have attached to these videos. And as I said, I do go back and rewatch a lot of them from time to time, but there's a lot of them that I actually can't because it honestly just hurts. It hurts to go back and watch myself try to be really happy for the camera, even though that was authentically me. Like, I was genuinely happy while filming the videos because I was talking about something I liked most of the time. But it's still an act in the sense that that wasn't natural happiness. I was able to bring the happiness out because I was able to recognize that I was talking about something that I loved, but real life was kicking my ass for a long time there. And it honestly hasn't stopped to this day. Obviously, I cope better now. I'm healthier now in certain ways. But yeah, it's just this channel has really been a lifeline for me. You know, I don't want to be dramatic, but I feel like without it, certain things may have not played out the way that they did. Yeah. And another big thing of why this channel is so personal to me is because, like, I have found people in my life who genuinely love me and care about me, and as I said, they're lifelong friendships. I am in a very loving, long-term committed relationship with my boyfriend Lucas, whose praises I have sung on this channel for a while now. He probably gets annoyed by it, but still, there's not really anyone in my life who shares my exact passion. I found a passion for theater later in my life, and I'm pursuing theater equally as much as I'm pursuing film, so I'm able to connect with everyone on theater. But when it comes to film, I'm still kind of by myself. I have people in my life who would like to act in movies, and I have people in my life who obviously enjoy watching movies, but I don't really have any other filmmakers in my life. At all. Really. Nobody who's into, like, writing screenplays or any of that. I have people who would love to work with me on short films and who would love to be in them, but this channel, as I said, is so much more personal to me because it's sort of just been my own project for the longest time. You know, nobody has ever really taken it that seriously or recognized how much effort I really put into it. So because of that, it means a lot to me, and it is very personal to me, and, you know, it's obviously not the lifelong career I'm pursuing, though I'm probably still going to be making videos until the day I die, but that's why I'm not too heartbroken that, you know, in 5 years I've only gained like 550 subscribers. I'm not disappointed about that because I just love talking about it, and those of you guys who do watch are always sure to leave a like on the video and leave me a comment letting me know that you watched it and that you enjoyed it. So that means a lot to me, but I'm also trying to do so many other things right now. I'm getting my production company off the ground right now, Headspace Productions, and continuing to write my own original feature-length scripts, and also scripts for stage productions that I'm going to be doing when I leave CSU this December and I go back to Ocean Springs. Yes, that is a whole other thing. That is a whole other video that will need some, that just needs some explaining. But yeah, I don't know. It's just been wild to look back on this and see how far I've come, but also go down memory lane and think about, you know, everyone that I've loved and lost and all the various phases of life that I've gone through over the course of this channel. It really is a time capsule of my youth. And it's so fitting that this is my 200th on the dot video. So yeah, I don't know. I hope this was enjoyable in some way. It is very hot in this apartment right now because I always have to turn off the air conditioning whenever I film a video. Otherwise, it's going to fuck up the audio. So, yeah, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you guys so much, as always, for watching. To those of you who are subscribed to my channel, who actually, consistently watch my content, I thank you. That means the world to me. I can't even fathom that anybody even remotely enjoys it, but I'm still putting a lot of effort into it. I think I'm making the best content ever in the history of my channel right now. So yeah, and if you're new to the channel, quite the video to start on. But yeah, give me a sub if you feel so inclined. Turn on those bell notifications, leave a like, leave a comment. You know, it would just mean a lot to me. But yeah, not going to keep you any longer, guys. Happy 5-year anniversary to my channel. And here's to another 5 years, I guess. Yeah, thank you guys so much, as always, for watching. I will see you in the next video. And until then, keep writing, keep shooting, and keep editing.